Nice.
My friend was at this game. We made a lot of fun out of him when Maidstone won.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to FA Cup. Glory Hunter Nick here with me. We do the watch along.
Hello there.
We'll capture the clock for you if you want to line it up. That'd be fun. If not, just sit back, listen. We'll tell you what the hell's going on. And a few football talk to go around with that. I don't know. Before we get in there and start the game, let's have a Ballon d'Or conversation. The only name I've seen thrown around seriously is Jude Bellingham, Real Madrid. Do you have any other names you like to throw in that hat this early?
Harry Kane.
Oh yeah.
If he fails to win the league,
Yeah.
which is looking very likely, it's hard to believe it. Champions League might be enough,
I think Champions
but
League.
he's having a crazy scoring season.
I know, it really is something. Well, you can have a crazy scoring season and lose to Messi. Give it to Messi again. You know.
True.
Yeah, I was trying to think. Maybe throw some other names in the pot there. Harry Kane, I think. Yeah, Kane. Has he ever won a Ballon d'Or? No, I don't think he has.
No.
Probably should have.
I don't think he's even ever come close.
Bellingham.
You need to win things. Bellingham is probably the front runner, right?
I would think so.
It's so early to say though, but it's hard because we don't know who's going to win the Premier League.
No.
Like, usually it's easy to say like, "Oh, City look like they're going to win it," so you pick a City player.
But I mean, like, it's kind of an individual effort too, because you know, like if Arsenal ends the league, there's no one's going to say. I don't think Declan Rice is in the running, but I mean, you have a lot of more evenly distributed scoring with Arsenal. It's more of a team game. I could definitely see them winning the league. I don't want them to. I like Liverpool to do it. Good knocked. I don't particularly want them to, but I mean, they look pretty unstoppable right now, and you know, they dealt with Liverpool.
They are flying.
Yeah, flying high, and so I mean, I can't. Declan Rice. I don't know if there's any one person on that team that would be a Ballon d'Or candidate.
I don't see anyone at Arsenal having a good enough season. They're having a good season as a team.
Yeah,
but yeah, like
it's an individual
like Saka
award.
Usually stands out, but he's not been like amazing.
No,
he's been good, but you're not saying about what a season Saka's having. Yeah, Rice again, he's having a good season, but no one's like really.
He's leading that team, and I'll even go as far as like he's leading that team. You know, he's doing a great job. Let's shout out Hentai for Life, Man City W. Man City will win 4-0. Seth Jorgensen, Nick looking good. Yeah, Nick's looking real good, man. He's working hard too. You deserve a lot of credit. Yeah, you deserve a lot of credit on all the weight you lost. Although I don't know, you probably shouldn't have gotten fat in the first place. Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely shouldn't have.
Just for you, a guy like you, active guy like you, with a job like you have, shit. But Liverpool C team beat Chelsea. Oh, he's already into. You want to comment on the first silverware of the year going didn't go Nick's way. First.
No, I would not like to comment. Is my answer.
I don't know. I thought Chelsea played really well. They really took it to them. I'd even say they won the first half. But it did. It really did feel like a 90-minute go. Like towards the end, it was all. They ran out of gas, and then extra time. It really did seem all but inevitable. It was probably the best case scenario for them to go to penalties. With all the big guns being on the bench, but it would have been really nice if they won it, Chelsea. Kind of yeah.
Chelsea brought on Mudryk and Madueke, who both these lightning quick attackers that you want to use off the bench. And Nkunku came off the bench, so he would have had fresher legs going into extra time. And Pochettino even admitted after the game plan was to go to penalties.
Oh,
think
really?
That's
I don't know if that's wise.
wrong.
They had a lot of
Wrong.
chances that they didn't finish on. So did Liverpool. But I saw also Sterling's wasn't offsides. I didn't think he was either. I think you're absolutely right, Hentai. I did notice that. I thought they got a bad break on that. I think they really got to go over the offsides rules and the handball rules. I mean, an arm offsides is not offsides. It's where your feet are, but I don't know. Here we go.
From shoulder, technically, is anything that you can score with counts.
An arm? You can't. Well, an arm doesn't count though.
Your shoulder you can. So
Yeah, shoulder.
Your shoulder.
Yeah, but if you're, I don't know, in that running thing, I don't know. I think they should get with that. Okay, we're in somebody's backyard in Luton, England.
Literally.
Literally, they're gonna take it off of Manchester City, who has a full line, other than the goalie, Ortega, pretty much all the normal starters you might expect, except for your boy Foden. But nah, he usually comes off the bench, I guess. That's pretty. Oh.
Yeah, he's been starting in the league. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Play someone else in the FA Cup.
Let's get that on there for y'all. Hopefully it doesn't go off this time. I think I figured out the problem. My gaming habit that gave us a problem last time. Kevin De Bruyne.
Hopefully that's what it was.
Well, no, I've already done the things that set it off last time, and it hasn't happened, so I'm feeling pretty good at it. 49 seconds in. Feeling pretty good about it. Feeling good about it. Yeah, it sucked that we lost both those games this last weekend. With my schedule changing at SFTP and stuff, it should be a lot more fun. A lot more fun.
Yeah. So Hentai for Life mentioned in the chat, Rodri not starting is one thing that concerns them. And I get that, because he's so important to their team. Like, he anchors that midfield so well. And I don't think Kovacic, who's come in, is up to it, like, from a defensive positioning standpoint. He likes to run around a lot more, whereas Rodri anchors the midfield. So that is definitely a weakness that, if I'm Luton, I want to exploit, but I don't know. I don't think Luton have the midfielders to do anything, even with Rodri on the bench.
Well, look, we're doing this stream because, all the press that Luton got, especially in the YouTube world, about, having a football field in somebody's garden.
Basically.
Yeah. There's something really pure about this team, and I will say this: I have watched them several times this year. There may be a lack of skill, but there is no quit. They gave Liverpool hell both times they played them. Damn near beat them the first time. So if I think if they're looking at this like this is some second, third league team. Third tier team, I think that's probably the only chance if they just don't take it seriously. I know.
Yeah.
But I judging by Pep putting a full lineup, and he just looks like he is taking it seriously.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I'm all about the Pep. There it is. Already started.
Not that matters. Erling Haaland.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy.
It begins.
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah.
Well, I thought Luton could maybe hold off a little longer, but
It's not over. There's a lot of time left, but yeah. Oh man.
I mean, the problem with this is game plan's out the door now, isn't it?
Yeah.
3 minutes in, you conceded. Now you have to attack all of a sudden. You can't just sort of hold out,
No.
which is probably what Luton would have wanted to do. De Bruyne and Haaland. Just those two players alone compared to that Luton squad
I
is
know,
just
it's
such
really
a gulfing
rough,
class.
World class, and I haven't. I'm still learning the who's the number 10, but what that you tried to teach me last year. But yeah, De Bruyne is the number 10, right? Position.
Yeah, for the most part.
Yeah, okay. He's one of the best in the world, too.
I mean, I think he's probably the best 10 in the world. Like,
best.
as far as
the better than Messi.
Number one.
Better than Messi.
Well, Messi's not really a creative midfielder. He's more of a forward, isn't he?
Mm. Yeah, but he can play that role.
Back deeper, but he could definitely play the role. Yeah. But yeah, he plays as like a winger / forward. So I'd have De Bruyne number 1 for creative midfielders, and then yeah, Messi's up there for the forwards.
Did they get the lineup wrong? Good, you guys. Good, you guys enjoyed it. I know I say this every time, but we are working on content. It's gonna happen. Lots of football content.
Lots and lots.
Lots and lots and lots. Chong moves up the ball. Tries to, looks like he's going to move it to the corner. Luton sets up. Cross. Nice cross in there and almost. Right over the mouth of the goal.
An equalizer there would have been huge.
Absolutely. Would set them back.
So that is the thing with Luton, is like they know that they don't have the quality, so they know they have to work their absolute hardest. And to be fair, that can win you games at the end of the day. That's how you see some teams beat much better teams, is sometimes just having that extra push inside you, having that extra, bit of enthusiasm, like you want it more. As fun as it sounds, that can sometimes.
Oh, you're talking to an American. I believe solely in that. I mean, you sound almost embarrassed saying that.
I am, because it's like the cringe thing that
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. If you want it bad enough, you're gonna win 9 times out of 10. I mean, I think that there's a skill gap here that is very real. Totally. But I'm an American. We believe in that kind of stuff. And, the 1980 Olympic team. I'm trying to think. What is one of the biggest upsets in football history? Your opinion.
Biggest upset.
Well, it wasn't. Wasn't Celtics a win in 1967 and a bit of an upset?
Oh, I don't know too much about that. Maybe. The one that comes to mind for me is another old one, is West Germany beating Hungary in the final.
Oh.
And the only game that Hungary team lost was the final, and they smashed Germany like 5-0 in the group stages of the same tournament. That is the only game. And then, I don't know who else. Huge upsets. I mean, Celtic beating Barcelona in like 2011 with like 2 shots in the entire game. Oh
yeah.
Shocking.
It happens.
But I mean, the fact that Luton have points in the Premier League, it just goes to show that it works.
Oh,
they've probably got the least.
Look, we say there's a skill gap here, but still, there's not an athletic gap as far as actual athletes too. So I mean, you can beat. I mean, I'm sure. I'm sorry, the 1980 Olympic hockey team, United States versus Russia. Most of the Russians went to the Hall of Fame. The ones that played in the NHL, not one of the Americans did. And more Americans played in the NHL for obvious reasons with the Cold War and stuff and the Wall. Ended up playing in the NHL, but there's Hall of Famers. There's one guy that was so damn good, the goalie. He's in the NHL Hall of Fame, and he never played a game in the NHL. That's how much respect they had for him. Chong, cross, but nobody home.
Gets out to Morrison. No.
I can't say number 7's name. Obey. Oh, God.
Oh, Ogbean.
Ogbean.
I think it's Ogbean.
Mm.
That's what the
Ogbenny.
Google thing says. Ogbenny makes sense. One of the two.
It's Bell. Luton being pushed out of the final third all the way to the midfield, slowly but surely with a really smart press. Now they're back on their own end. Chong gets it.
Ooh.
And it looks like a through ball that intended for Chong, but was cut off by Burke.
Probably Woodrow.
I'm sorry, Woodrow. I apologize. They look the same. White people all look the same.
Don't they just?
We do.
I can never tell.
We have done an FA Cup before. I forget which one. I just remember looking at the logos.
I don't remember.
De Bruyne! Centered and batted away. Settles with Bernardo. They move it to the middle of the field, just over the line. Getting to the Holland inside the box. He's getting with a battle.
Yes.
And dealt with by Luton.
Bell puts a foot in.
Interception by Luton on the midfield.
So Luton have done pretty decent.
This does not surprise me. This doesn't surprise me, and I'm not judging by the championship season. I'm judging by what I've seen this year. And you want to talk about that effort you're talking about, you know, the attitude and never quitting, getting you to win a game. That might keep them out of relegation. So, I mean, I definitely believe that, you know.
Well, you just look at how they're doing already. Like, everyone at the start of the season was talking about could they beat Derby's record for the lowest points total, and everyone had them bottom of the table guaranteed, and yet people are now talking about, oh, Luton could actually stay up this season, so they've completely flipped the narrative already.
I thought that, look, I never thought they were going to get a shot at Europe, but I definitely thought they could stay up by the level of play that I saw in the championship.
I just know and probably a lot of other people agree, is just their skill, like the level of their squad just screams championship, not Premier League.
No,
and
it
the
doesn't.
signings they made also were more championship players, but it's working to an extent.
Well, you know, the thing is, you stay up, you get the money, and then you spend the money. So these guys are basically, it's almost like football players sacrifice themselves for future generations of the club, you know? You know, these guys are not all Premier League quality players. I mean, that's not.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a harsh criticism as much as it is a fact.
The majority of them, yeah.
We got a press right now from Luton. Man City inside their box to drop it back to Ortega. Ortega looks like he's going to blast it. And he does. Well, Luton press having some effect. They have to. Ortega has to deal with it again. Grealish, Jackie Grealish, the traitor, could have played for Ireland, didn't. That's me. That's Englishman. That's me. The other. That's me. The Irishman's favorite thing to do.
That's like getting mad at Raheem Sterling for not playing for Jamaica.
I bet the Jamaicans aren't happy about it.
Maybe.
Holland to Grealish. Grealish just up inside the left side of the box. Very relaxed, Man City. Very much in control, unsurprisingly.
To go back to the Luton squad quickly though, I got the feeling this summer that Luton's plan, they were planning to go down. In the sense that they were buying good championship players for not loads of money, meaning that if they go down to the championship again, like expected, they'll still have a bunch of Premier League money that they didn't spend and good players for that league so that they can then bounce back up again, knowing that they'll probably go down the first time round. So they'd have a better chance second time round.
As far as entertainment factor goes, you know, like Luton fans can't be happier, even with the relegation this season, for just the reasons you said. They do get bailout money for a year or two when you do get relegated from the Premier League, so you can build back up. It's really just it's W's all around for them, no matter really what happens. And if they can stay in this league and you know, progress that for as long as possible, I have no doubt that they will be relegated in the next couple of years. Unless some football manager in there is able to find some unheard of talent, which is always possible.
I mean, yeah, but it can only last so long without money.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like, you saw it with some other clubs, like Bournemouth, for example. Bournemouth were very much like Luton when they came up. They were this small, poor championship side that came up. Everyone expected to go back down. And they stayed in the league for years, but it all ended up catching up to them where they could only spend like 20 million a season. It just got to a point where it just wasn't. All it takes is one bad summer of signings, and that's it.
You're done. No,
you're down.
Yeah. A lot of luck in this game. Any kind of end-to-end goal game, there's a lot of luck. Bounce can make or break you, especially low-scoring end-to-end games like this.
Oh, big time.
And that's why we love it too. So I mean, you know, football lends itself to upsets as far as that's concerned.
Well, you just got to look at like the final the other day, Chelsea-Liverpool. You know, these two sides going at it for 120 minutes, and what it's come down to, a corner.
Yeah.
Just
there you go.
One set piece. It needed a bit of luck for it to get to Van Dijk's head.
Yeah, you're not getting that in basketball. Here's a through ball, the Haaland breakaway. In the clear. Strikes and scores. That's number 2. Tag it and bag it.
That's Erling Haaland for you.
Ugh. Nice. Kind of reminded me when Wiesbaden had to deal with all that. My boy Sasha Mockenhop had to guard him. Only stuffed him once. Sasha Mockenhop followed me on Twitter. I talked to him. I think I freaked him out. Like I do.
He's already regretting it.
Yeah, he did. I actually told him not to follow me, in a video, and he wrote back and he says, "I'm afraid to open this." I said, "No, I'm not showing you my dick or anything. I have my family's here, but I want you to explain myself." And I told him, "I love the team. If you were to follow me," and here's another thing you don't know, he's trying to get in the media as well. And he's 32. And then this is also the same time that Lulko's coming out. And it would be used against you. He goes, because he says, I don't have a problem. People have different opinions than me. I was like, that's not what I'm saying. You're in football. There's cancel culture. If you got canceled, I would never forgive myself. Right? And he says, you know, I'll see where this goes. I was like, all right. Okay, fair enough.
He hasn't unfollowed yet.
No. He says, nah, see where it goes. I'm not as hot-headed as I was on Twitter back in my 30s, so. I love Sasha. Just signed a 3-year extension. Happy for him. Talking that second league, Bundesliga here.
They come for Manchester City, they've got Wehen Wiesbaden.
You can do anything on Glory Hunters, man. I'm thinking about going to a champion. I was thinking about going to a Queen's Park Rangers game, yeah.
Why QPR?
Because what's her name lives over there. I figured it'd be easier for her.
Loftus Road.
I don't know, it's an honor to go. I love going to different parks, so it's kind of a thrill for me. It's affordable too, and parks are closer. Where I grew up, you know, it's long. It's 6 hours in Baltimore, you know. You know, I mean, it's 5 hours.
Tell you what though, Ballon d'Or could be Haaland's if he continues scoring like
Yeah,
this.
it's true. Okay. Yeah.
With Messi out of the question, most likely.
Yeah, I think that's out of question.
If Haaland can have a big
Messi
scoring season again.
Well, I mean,
and win
like
stuff.
the Europeans. Let's put a pretend scenario. Okay. Messi wins. Supporters Shield, the U.S. Open Cup. What else? Leagues Cup, and what they're not going to do. I'll talk about Inter Miami in a second, and the playoffs. All 3 of those, all 4 of those, a quad. Does it even qualify? I mean, Europeans would go berserk if they gave him another one. You know, especially these people scrapping it out on Real Madrid. You know. Is that, I mean, it's supposed to be a world football, but it's not, because the top flight of football is in Europe. You know?
Yeah. It's a world thing in the sense that players from any nation go up for it.
Bad City just went up one up on Braintree.
That's why I just said fuck a second.
Yeah, that's what you did. I just got the thing.
But yeah, like it's hard because you got to take the quality of league into your thinking, right, for the Ballon d'Or.
Sure.
Like, how do you justify giving it to someone like Messi for winning the MLS?
No, I don't know if you can. Although that would be a hell of a feat, though.
It would be. It'd
be ridiculous.
What he would need is another international tournament.
Say what? Actually, he has a shot. He has a shot at that as well. They got the Copa America. So if he did all that in the Copa,
that's the only way.
Yeah, he did all that in the Copa America.
If
he did all that and or did 3 of those things in the Copa America, is he in the conversation?
Maybe.
But here's the thing: when do they get? They're going to give it out in October. Are they going to give it out in October again? Because then it'd be before the playoffs are over.
I think it's at the end of the year.
Oh,
so
they should do it at the end of the year, yes.
Yeah, I think they changed it recently that it's going to be at the end of each year. No, it's the end of each season, sorry. Yeah, so it'll probably be before playoffs.
Yeah.
So he's kind of screwed.
Yeah.
He can't even win the MLS before it.
Well, I wanted to talk about it in Miami a little bit. The LA Galaxy exposed a real problem they have, and its pace. At one point, Jordi Alba was in a fight with, actually got a screaming match with Coach Martino, because they needed him, because he still has some legs. They need him to drop back and play some defense.
Yeah.
Shockingly. But, I mean, it was going to happen one day. Busquets is getting beat. He got beat several times by a new guy, something Paint. I can't remember his name off the top of my head. And, hey, you know how quick Ricky Puig is. And Puig blasted by him. You didn't see that last year in Inter Miami. Nobody was getting by him. People get by. In fact, he had to take several fouls to even stay in there. So at one point they told Martino told Jordy to get back there, and look, like Alba's not, and he's not used to that, you know. They really did expose a young team, a young, quick team can give this time give you a hard time. Here's the thing: if you don't have your cardio, Messi gonna burn you, and that's exactly what ended up happening in LA at the end. Had they been able to convert in one of their chances, which they created plenty, a lot of, I think it's 2 off the woodwork. LA cruises. Here we go. Here's another opportunity and another through ball to Holloway. This is the hat trick, stuffed by Kroll. I have a feeling that hat trick's coming, and probably before the end of the half.
There's a good chance. There's been a few times now where he's just played in behind like that.
I said to you that I think Red Bull's going to give them a hard time. Other teams have spent money. Apple is encouraging the MLS to spend money. There's a shot against Luton, goes right over the far post. Encouraging.
The worries were always there, sort of going into the season, right? People pointing out like Luis Suarez doesn't have legs anymore.
He has no. There's nothing there.
Busquets lost his legs years ago.
Yeah, but he didn't get beat often. You can position yourself in to make up for that. Now he's getting beat.
But that's the thing, like that. All it takes is you to have an off game positionally, and he doesn't have the legs to get back, being in a bad position. That's the thing. And so, this is like an early exposure of the weaknesses are legitimate there, and they could be costly. Sure, further down
because
the line,
it's not like the MLS is such a low league. They got guys with legs in that league. It's not like nobody can run. You know, and that's the thing, and they're gonna, you can't rely on Messi every game.
And that's the thing, they were one of the lower teams in the MLS last season.
Yes.
That's not even like
damn near
like
dead
a Columbus
last.
or someone.
Yeah, I think Columbus would run the floor with them. Because if Suarez and Messi aren't getting any touches, well, you basically X'd them out of the game. In the first half, you didn't hear the names. Messi was invisible in the first half. Not at full. I mean, midfield couldn't get it up to him. But the other thing, the flip side of Miami is when they have the ball, nobody has the talent.
That's the thing. They're a team. They're an on-ball team. You just need to make sure that you don't let them have it. Essentially,
Ricky Puig is a maestro out there, creating all sorts of opportunities. That guy should not be in that league.
He should not be in the MLS.
He really should not be in that league. I feel so lucky to have him because I root for the MLS. But it's just like, God damn, you don't belong here, and I don't want to see anybody have. I don't want to see people. I want to see people succeed, even if I don't particularly like them. I think he should have the best opportunity to succeed. But he really, in a lot of ways, he's the best player in the MLS.
It's just like with people like Messi coming to the league now, maybe he gets comfortable enough in LA that he decides to stay there, and he helps grow the league by being this really talented player in the league who's young. Along with
that's
Messi,
true. No, I mean, look, I'm glad he's there. I'm glad he's there. I mean, LA. It wasn't too long ago the LA Galaxy was. I'm sure the Europeans pick LA Galaxy. They love the Galaxy. They love the Galaxy colors. They love the fact that they're the face of the league, the big Spanish following. There's a lot of people love that team.
Beckham was that.
Beckham was there. And another thing is they have passionate fans. They had a walkout protest. That's something you only see in Europe. You don't see that in the States. Last year. So I don't. What is the growth of the league? It's not a nothing league. Go fuck yourself. And he says the retirement league. It's a retirement league. No, there's much more. It's a high end development league, And I embrace the retirement. I don't care that it's the retirement part. I think that's entertaining for everybody to see these guys. And they're not all washed up. Oh, a shot, a goal by De Bruyne, then followed up through Haaland, but he puts it right in Kroll's chest.
Yeah, he's got to do
it's not a glorified. It's not even that glorified. Everybody says it sucks. You say it's glorified and you say it sucks. You can...
Good play from Kroll to get down like there that quick on the De Bruyne shot.
Absolutely.
And then Haaland's got to do better there, though.
The ball was in the air, in fairness.
I suppose. But it's Haaland.
Can't believe the win. It's a damn good league. And if you're good, if you win over there, unless you're over the age of 20, and you're under the age, if you get a golden boot and you're under the age of 26, you are going right to Europe. So don't tell me that nobody respects that league. Christian Pulisic's never set foot in that league. What's his? Dempsey didn't stay there too long before he was at Fulham. So don't give me that shit. And that actually, it wasn't that good a league when he was there.
One of the best ways to grow it would be to really tap into the South American talent market.
Yeah, I think they are doing that. They are bringing guys.
I think that is the best way, because you see these young players in the Brazilian league now that European teams are going after. You know, you just get some of these young talents to come to the MLS. They play a couple seasons and they're like the next big thing, and they're playing in MLS. It's going to bring.
I'm sure there's a lot of South Americans that want to play in MLS or Liga MX. You know.
Yeah.
I mean that's
what I say South American is like. You've got an advantage where it's like an easier move to go to the US from like Brazil for a couple of seasons than it is going to be to move all the way to Europe, right?
Grealish to De Bruyne. De Bruyne puts it in the air for Haaland, but it gets away from him. Haaland controls in the corner. Looks to the cross. Drops back to Aki. Throw in Man City. That league's taken one of the worst fall-offs. It's only ever gotten bigger. The Camel League. I don't know what I'm talking about. Here's the thing about Messi, though. The growth won't be there while he's there. The growth will be seen afterwards. And nobody's like David Beckham's been gone for like 13 years now. You really didn't see it till after he left.
Yeah.
Certainly the league's been much stronger in the last 10 years than it was the last 10 years prior to that. And taken a lot more seriously. But it's a slow build. I think I don't like the idea of MLS trying to build themselves to a competitor to the Premier League. I don't think it's a good idea for one reason and one reason only. They don't have the trophies. The trophies don't mean what they mean. Like you want the big trophy. They're all in Europe. Now, when I'm dead, maybe League's Cup will be worth something more. You know, but that takes generations.
Yeah, that's the biggest issue for every single league outside of Europe is you don't have the Champions League.
I'm going to throw some names at you. NASL, Chinese Superliga, and now it's starting to look like, real quick too, the Saudi Pro League. Spending doesn't work. It's a slow build. It doesn't work. You know, I'm a little nervous that Apple's encouraged them to I had this guy, he's a YouTuber, MLS Moves. And they were talking, you know, maybe going after. There's rumors about Benzema. De Bruyne has made noises about wanting to finish up in the States. Lewandowski is a real possibility for MLS. And he something I agree with. Embrace the retirement thing. Embrace it and put good players around them. The best you can find around them. The thing I worry about, I don't want to get in a spending war with Saudi Arabia. Like, that's what killed the NASL. It killed it. So, and it killed, and we have a mistake, and it killed the Superliga, and I don't think there's much left of the Saudi Pro League.
Yeah.
I think Ronaldo made a mistake.
I don't know if Ronaldo did, but other players maybe.
Well, if you want to look at a mistake financially, it's not a mistake. But as far as building the game to a bigger audience, no, that people want to see the old ass Messi and the old ass Ronaldo get down one more time. You know, it's still a hot ticket. You know, yeah, it's been said, it's been done, it's been, you know, with Barcelona, Real Madrid, but you know, it's a nice throwback and it's a good thing to sell. Ronaldo to LAFC. There was he was in talks with Kansas City, but it didn't go through. I don't think Ronaldo's going anywhere. No.
No. Not a chance.
I think
if he was to go anywhere, he'd want to go back to Europe. But I think he already had his feelers out for Europe, and no big team is going to sign.
I think if he doesn't do that interview with Piers Morgan, because he came off like he was more trouble than he's worth, and he does not have the legs.
Yeah, that's why I think he's tanked his worth, because there was like lots of rumors like 6 months in of him at Al Nassr that he wanted to come back to Europe to play in the Champions League. And then it sort of went quiet. I reckon his agent put the feelers out there and the top clubs did not want him.
No.
And so he's decided, right, well, I'm not going to go and play for like some mid-table team in Europe or whatever. Because that's Ronaldo. He has to play for a Champions League.
I got to be honest with you.
Or not.
Outside the two bigs, I think MLS bigs would run absolutely beat up on the lower teams in that league, and I think they would put a challenge, top flight teams against their guys. I'll give the nod to the Saudi Pro. What's the team that Benzema's on? That's probably the best team in the league. I'm sure they would be able to handle
not his team.
MLS.
Al Ittihad, but they're not the top side is Neymar's team.
Neymar's, that's right. Yeah. Yeah, they'd probably beat up on an MLS team, but the lower end clubs,
up front.
I don't think they're as good as MLS teams. And you know what? It shows people aren't showing up.
Al Hilal. Yeah, I feel like you've got like the big three in the Saudi Pro League. That may be better than all of the MLS teams. Who knows? But yeah, you look at like the team Gerrard was managing out there. And they're like stars that they brought in were like an older Henderson, a Wijnaldum who's just old and washed up, and Moussa Dembele, the striker, who hasn't scored more than 10 goals for like 4 or 5 seasons now. It's like, I reckon an MLS side could beat them.
Yeah.
There's nothing that's impressive.
Well, I remember this meme. I remember this meme floating around here, and there was like the passion, haha, MLS, and they showed pictures of a fully intended Al Nassr game with, everybody had their what do they call those things? Those big banners that they have.
Tifo.
That bit with huge tifo, a lot of people, and I think that's only the top teams, man. The MLS has more teams that are super well supported than Saudi Pro League.
There's more there to grow with.
Yeah.
Saudi Pro League has money, and that's it.
That's pretty much it. And so do the Chinese League. So the NASL.
I think one of the things you really need to sell if you're the MLS is living in the US. I think that is one of the biggest advantages you have.
Yeah, Thierry Henry loved New York. Thierry Henry loved New York. Still, I think he still has a place.
New York, LA, Miami, these like famous cities, like you can really sell them as like, come here, you can earn money, you can play in a decent league, and you get to live here.
And not only that, like if you're a person that doesn't speak English, like a Messi situation, there's neighborhoods for you if you want to.
Yeah.
If you want to live in an Argentinian community or a certain kind of community.
Whereas you look at a lot of the players that are unhappy in the Saudi league now, who supposedly want to leave, and what's that all down to? Living in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, pretty much.
Whereas the MLS is never going to have that problem where the players come and want to leave straight away. It's just not going to be like that.
Yeah, what are you going to do? Send your kids to local school over there?
Yeah, like.
Yeah. Two nothing, not much action. Luton's been relenting, but no fruit to show for their labor. Chong's impressed me the most. Probably had the most
yeah,
decent touches.
He's had He's been solid so far.
The
There's only
deep,
so much he could do, really.
Aki. De Bruyne.
So Luton looked a bit bright, like in the first 10 minutes after they conceded the first goal, but City have really controlled this now.
There's Chong getting back, playing some defense. Grealish, top cast player, and Pep has slowly build him down to nothing. Bullied him down to nothing. Well, I don't know that. Jackie. De Bruyne threw ball to Haaland. Is this number 3? He moves in and chips it, scores, hat trick. Erling Haaland. Well, that's why we're talking about everything other than the game.
The game's over.
So consider it a podcast, folks.
The game's been over since the 3rd minute.
That third goal is always the killer.
That now makes Haaland City's top scorer in the FA Cup this season.
Oh, wow.
Going into it, Foden was top with 2 goals.
I'll throw that to I'll throw that because you're a Chelsea man. Thoughts on the Roma post not Maduro. Mourinho, yeah. Mourinho.
Nicolas Maduro.
I don't know why I wanted to say Maduro.
Well, he's doing an interesting job in Venezuela, but
yeah. Mourinho.
I've not really followed Roma post Mourinho, to be honest. I know they're doing all right, but it's Mourinho 3rd season syndrome.
Yeah.
Everyone should have seen that he was getting sacked. Everyone knows Mourinho 3rd season syndrome.
He really acted like an idiot after they lost the Euro last year. They really acted like a fucking damn fool. I don't know
like the beginning of the end.
Yeah.
For Mourinho, though.
I was a little surprised that he actually ended up starting the season for them.
I suppose he's like the big name manager, and he's got them to 2 finals.
I think he's still a good coach. I mean, I keep on hearing he's past his prime. I don't really know how to judge that tactically. I don't have the experience to really say so. I mean, guys. But his last stint was Spurs, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it didn't go well. I don't know if that didn't pass him or that's the story of the Tottenham. I don't know, but it's tough to tell for me. I mean, he refuses to adapt. I keep hearing that too, that he refuses to adapt.
I don't think it's a case of he refuses to adapt. I just don't think he's capable of it. Like, he's shown glimpses of trying to evolve. I just don't think he's like got it in him.
Yeah, God, if it's probably still the same game to them. He's won so much. We're talking about one of the top 10 coaches of all time here. He's won. Oh, yeah. He's won so much doing the way he sees them. It's probably very difficult.
Well, that's the thing. Is like his way worked really well, but football has evolved to the point past where what he was playing before does not work anymore. Not at the highest level.
Yeah. Not at the highest level. Yeah, that's probably why he went to Roma. He's pretty
that's what I mean. Like, not at the highest level anymore. Like, you stick him at like Wolves, for example. He's probably going to do a solid job for them. He'll make sure they don't go down. Maybe have a shot at getting into European places. But he's not going to. You put him at like a Chelsea, he's not going to win you the league anymore. Because I think it's just that where he's now being forced to play differently to what has worked so well for him in the past, and he's not. He's just not good enough.
Do you think he'd want to come back to the bigs? I mean, Burnley. That's an interesting one. You think he wants to come back to the bigs? Do you think he does? I mean, you have to make an argument, with the 2 final appearances that he deserves a shot. It's not like a player. Oh, Did he just pop that off his fist? Hold on.
I couldn't quite tell.
Beanie. Knocked down with a collision with Aki. Clear the battle by Ortega. Oh, here's an attacking chance for Luton. Fires into the... Oh! An absolute bomb by Clark! It's 3-1!
That's a hell of a finish. Bloody hell.
Woo! And that's the story of the Luton.
Jordan Clark, absolute banger from there. That's proper top corner. He could not have hit that any better if he tried.
No. Curls right
That is
in.
fantastic.
I thought it was going out. It looked like such a nothing play.
And then just out like last
look at
second,
that.
it just hits the corner. That is
Go.
almost the perfect finish.
Ortega had no chance on that. That was not a savable goal. It was just perfect.
No. I'll say, by the time he's seen the ball coming past the defenders, there's no way he's getting to that corner. Hell of a goal. The comeback is on? Question mark?
I don't know. It's a hell of a goal, though. All right, they score one more. I'll tell you they're back in it. You know, Obini in the corner tries to keep it in, unsuccessful. Goal kick, Man City. We're at the 45th minute, +3, 2 minutes left in the half. Stick around. We got a lot to talk about. Go over some of the stories of the day. Check out what some other teams are doing. And we'll get back into the second half for you. Tell your friends. And we are looking for content creators. Your favorite team. Are you passionate about it? Can you cut a video? Who's winning the Manchester derby? City.
Yeah, City. Obviously,
Is
City.
it even a derby?
To be fair, the Manchester derby seems to be like the one game a season that United turn up for these days. To be fair, they still lose, but they look decent in it.
Das traut sich dann doch lieber nicht zu, wenn De Bruyne schon droht, den Weg zuzumachen, war aber zu spät. Kovacic, Akanji, Haaland.
3-1. Man City leads. Erling Haaland, all 3 goals. Second half begins for Braintree.
Das leichteste Stückchen Hoffnung.
Big second
They're
half
down
needed.
1-0.
Ganz schnell, ganz groß werden. Aber da ist wieder.
Well,
Oh!
it's not bad if we lose. We're on a 6 game.
We got a little bit of a, I wouldn't call it a dangerous free kick.
Trotzdem schon 10 Vorlagen.
Anything with Kevin De Bruyne is dangerous, though.
Alle 45 Minuten kommt eben
And when you've got Erling Haaland in the box to cross to,
Yeah, I
if you
know.
can't shoot.
Das sieht man mal, wie stark
Luton defender threw him right to the ground.
Bengi ist. Auch wenn das so natürlich nicht machen kann. Ist natürlich schon maximal genervt.
Jordan Clark, 30 years old, for that goal.
Gegenspieler schon 3 Tore gemacht hat.
Number
Best moment
18.
of his life.
Spent most of his career in League Two. Won League Two in 2018.
With Luton.
No, with a Carrington Stanley. Help me, Englishman.
Oh, Accrington Stanley. Play.
Accrington. Jeez, that doesn't even sound English. Pitched in the box, headed out, and that's a half.
I'm pretty sure. The only reason anyone ever knows Accrington Stanley is there's like a famous old advert back in the day where someone asks, "Who are they?" Exactly.
Other League Cup action: Bournemouth is tied in the 63rd minute with Lancashire, Lancaster. What?
Oh,
Lancashire, Lancaster? I can't even. I hate this.
Leicester.
No, it's not Leicester.
Wait, who are
LEIC.
you saying? Yeah, Leicester are playing Bournemouth.
That's
today.
Leicester. Oh, okay, that's Leicester.
Yeah,
It's spelled funny. It's not an LEST.
like loads of like places here. To be fair.
This is that old English. Blackburn's at the half with Newcastle. They're still no score in that. One game in the Scottish Premiership. Ross County is 1-0 over St. Mirren. And I think that's all the big games we got. Braintree down. Braintree down to Bad City. Oh, Jesus. Oh, there is a Copa del Rey semifinal match. I need your help with these. Real Sociedad. Sociedad versus Mallorca.
Mallorca.
No, Mallocca.
Yeah, Mallorca. Or Mallorca. Yeah, Mallorca, I think.
And Coupe de France quarterfinal. They're in the 50th minute, just about to enter the 50th minute. Still no score against Strasbourg. There's a former province of Germany. They should give it back.
They're owned by the Chelsea owners now.
Strasbourg.
They had massive protests earlier in the season after seeing how bad Chelsea were doing. They were like, "We don't want these guys in charge. Get out of our club."
Carl Ten Hag. Here's the headlines. Tell me if you know anything about it. Carl Ten Hag hits back at Jamie Carragher for criticism of Man United's tactics. You familiar with this?
Oh, I've not heard of this. No.
I'm not going to read it. I'm just saying, I'll read the headlines, see if you know. You should be doing this stuff during the week. Ruben Neves admits he was close to joining Barcelona before his Al Hilal switch. Whatever that means.
It means Arsenal and Barcelona wanted him, but he chose money.
Maybe he get it. He's good enough to play for those teams?
Well, they wanted him. He has been one of the better midfielders in the league before he left, to be fair. He was pretty good for Wolves. Probably their best player.
Jurgen Klopp says he needs miracles to get a few injured players back. I thought that I wonder if he's talking about Mo. I thought he's like day to day. He's not even in bad shape, but
yeah, because I know there was like a possibility that Salah was going to play in the final, and then obviously he didn't in the end. But from what I heard, he was like a potential, like might have played. So surely he's going to be okay for the next game.
For all you guys in North America, CONCACAF Champions Cup tonight. Orlando versus Cavalry FC from Canada. Philadelphia versus Deportes Spezia. Deportivo Spezia. I like saying he's of Costa Rican side. Probably the best matchup. Those in Europe who have, if you're as sick as I am and don't have a job, you can check out Houston versus St. Louis City. They are up 2-1 aggregate against Houston. That should be a great matchup. I mean, it should be a really good game. More FA Cup action tomorrow. Chelsea versus Leeds, Nottingham Forest and Man United, Wolves versus Brighton, Liverpool versus Southampton. Good stuff, good stuff, good stuff. For some reason, we got games in the middle of the week in the Scottish Premiership. Aberdeen hosts St. Joseph. Celtic, that it's starting to look interesting over there. The Scottish for a change, at least for Rangers and Celtic. Celtic hosts Dundee.
Interesting. That means Celtic aren't winning for one.
Yeah, kind of. I really want to root for them. Celtic hosts Dundee FC. Hearts host Hibernian. Rangers, this is a tough name for me to say too. Kilmarnock. God, help me. Help me. Kilmarnock. They're, of course, leading the league, and Livingston will see Motherwell, who gave Celtic. The score doesn't really say how well Motherwell played, especially in the first half. Motherwell was definitely the better team against Celtic in the first half.
And then capitulation.
And that's tomorrow. Tomorrow. Me and you got to sit down and just read fucking teams. So I can pretend to be an announcer guy.
Work.
You seem to know them all. Even languages you don't speak.
Depends on the league, to be fair. Like the Costa Rican one, I don't know.
Yeah. I think they backed their way into Champions Cup. From what I understand, I don't think they're not a team. I think there was their first Championship Cup was against Philadelphia. Do you think Kimmich will leave Bayern for City? How old is Kimmich? Do they really need a player like him? I mean, he's not going to hurt your team. Has he been a 90-minute guy anymore?
Does City need anyone? No. Would City want him? Why not?
No. Sure, he can sit on the bench.
I hope not.
He's practically coming off the bench in Bayern.
Yeah, but he's better than Mateus Nunes. He's better than Kovacic for starters, and they both get a decent amount of minutes.
Surely.
I mean, if he's available in your City, 100% you want him, but I hope it doesn't happen. As someone who is not a City fan.
Not a City fan, are you? Oh, did I lose my screen here?
Has vanished.
I lost my screen capture. Oh no, that's when I used to do it different on this one. I just wanted to give it a pep. Oh man, I'm supposed to be able to see these guys. Oh, Seth's in there. Gonna watch a game with us. You can join us too. Links in the chat. Speaking of Seth, the Danish Dame. Copenhagen got to the first round.
Yes, they did.
Europe, yeah.
At the expense of Manchester United, they get through to the Europa League. And then, yeah, they won their first game, didn't they?
Yes, they did. I wish I could have a service for the Mexican League. Really do. That would be awesome. Awesome. You want to check all the really neato games we got going on this weekend? Starting Friday, Lazio versus AC Milan. AC Milan continuing to have a scoring drought with maybe Leao broke it, but Sir Christian Pulisic hasn't. That's a big match also on Friday. 7:30 UK. Freiburg host Bayern. It's starting to look like a must-win situation for them if they want to have any shot. Of course,
I feel
Bayern
like every
Leverkusen.
game for the rest of the season.
Oh
is
yeah, unbeaten
a
in all
must win
leagues.
now.
Bayern Leverkusen playing like a Champions League team. Look like it. Only question is their coach
Playing
there.
like the best team in Europe at the moment.
I think they're the best team in Europe. Sure, absolutely. Too bad we couldn't stream that game.
Killing it.
What games did I pick this weekend? Battle of Florida. Inter Miami versus Orlando. The one team that a lot of MLS guys are picking to give Inter Miami a hard time. I'm going to say it right now, Inter Miami does not win the East. I'm saying it right now. Make the playoffs for sure. They're not winning the East. Definitely not.
Maybe they're a playoff team.
A game you might want to check out in England, played at 7 p.m. What they typically call the snow opener in Minnesota. They host the champions Columbus. Usually a lot of fun. Play with an orange ball. And about 10 feet of snow. That first week, for some reason, it just has snow every time. Might have something to do with Minnesota. That's usually the reason. Check out in the Prem. Brentford will see Chelsea and Everton and West Ham. Brighton will head over to Fulham. Newcastle Wolves this weekend. No really big monster matchups. Nottingham Forest will host Liverpool.
And will hopefully win.
Yeah. But wait a minute. Tottenham. They host Crystal Palace, and Luton will see the Prince's team, Aston Villa. Yes. Now the Royal team, really. Is there what team did they normally root for over there in the Palace? What team were they known to support? You don't know.
Not
So-
a clue.
Is Prince William like? Well, I know Harry goes to a lot of LAFC games, but I don't think that's his team. But
Yeah.
but I get the feeling, especially with that interview with Peter Crouch. Anyway, Peter Crouch, you really should see that interview. It's really funny. They're all sitting there uncomfortable around Prince. He goes, so what should I call you? You could start with Your Excellency. He said, you can start with Your Excellency. That was really, really funny. Really made the Space Mutant seem kind of normal.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm just busting balls. You can start with Your Excellency. That was pretty funny. Good sense of humor. Bundesliga. Bochum hosting Leipzig. Darmstadt, local team, getting their ass handed to them. Let's see where they are in the league. I want to see that. Let's see that. Bundesliga. They dead last? Yes, they are. They're dead last, right behind Mainz 05, which is brutal for me. FC Heidenheim, the Luton of Germany. They'll have all those Frankfurt hooligans come in. Good luck with that, Heidenheim. Burn down your town. It's not fun. Mönchengladbach at Mainz. Union Berlin. I think it's unbeaten in the last thing. They're going up against a Dortmund that seems to be failing of late. Let's see what their last. Yeah, they're unbeaten their last four. And
What, Berlin?
yes, they're unbeaten in their last four. Not so much the same case. They lost to Bochum last week, and kind of a shocker. BVB 3-2. Prior to that, they tied 3, and they're not really scoring goals. and beat Freiburg, which is a pretty big victory. So they seem to be in the middle of a slip. BVB, but they're not even the Dortmund of the past. So that might be an interesting game. And of course, you might get to see the greatest soccer player of all time, Mr. Benedict Hollerbach. You're welcome.
Better than Mocky.
I like Maki a lot. All right, he's my kid's favorite player. I hate to say it, but Eze was kind of my favorite player. Because I thought it was too easy to root for Hollerbach. Hollerbach really... Well, I don't know. It was like, who's your favorite player? It's Brooklyn Eze, which he was. He's definitely one of my favorite players. I didn't know how to take Maki at first. I thought he was drunk. And I just realized he just doesn't ever get rattled. He's just one of those low blood pressure players. Excellent defender.
Or he's always drunk.
Or he's always drunk. No. It's like, God, he's just so loose out there. And I mean, he's not grinning like an idiot or anything, but he's just, he never kicks the dirt. He never yells. He just stuffs you. He marks you off the field. You want to get caught. And he gave Haaland a real hard time for the first 20 minutes. We got kickoff. Let's get this game on the road here. We got kickoff. Uh-oh, Haaland looking for 4. Cut off by the D. They pitched up forward.
I mean, one hell of a way to start the half.
No, really
20 seconds in, City score.
Yeah, I know. Aki. Stefan Ortega belts one ahead.
It's a good pass, to be fair.
Real good pass. Oh, Jack Grealish has been taken off and replaced by number 11, Jeremy Doku. On the Luton side, Bell has been replaced by Joseph Johnson, 18-year-old from England.
18 and you're getting thrown in against Erling Haaland. That's pretty harsh.
Piss my pants. It's like I said, like Maki's he's a great defender. He can mark you off. I don't think there's much difference in levels of defense. I mean, there's only so much you can do. It shows you how good Haaland is, He dealt with him. Your turn, Kai. He was 29 years old. That kid's 18. Haaland's got it in the corner. De Bruyne tries to cross in, broken up. Comes out to the outside of the box. Bernardo. Picked up by Woodrow. He fights it off. And Luton's able to control. They get it back in the midfield to Chong. Chong tries to cross the line and goes out for throw-in. Thrown deep by Woodrow. Chong getting it deep. 2 defenders over him. But they're able to deal with it, get it to Ortega to clear it out to the midfield. Uh-oh, here's an opportunity. And big save, Kroll. Cleared away. Kroll's been lucky making all his saves while he's sitting on his ass.
That was when they shot straight at you, I suppose. Great from Stones. Let's play Nunes through. What he does.
Man City. Throw in coming in for Luton after a mishandling by Man City. Stones. Talk about an Englishman's Englishman, right? Is he English? Yeah, he's English. He's got to be.
Yeah. A Barnsley Beckenbauer.
What they call him?
Yeah. To be fair, he's the closest thing in the modern day to Beckenbauer. Like the way he plays.
Oh, Beckenbauer passed away last month. Sad day over here.
Bremer this month.
Who? Oh yeah, Bremer. That was a little bit of some shock. Him being on the 1990 team. Definitely not as an influential a player as Franz Beckenbauer, but
still pretty good.
A bit shocking. A lot of people were thrown off.
He was
by
one
that
of the 3 Germans at Inter.
Oh, was he with the other two?
With Klinsmann
and
and
Mateus.
Yeah, that was like the thing in Milan. You had the 3 Dutchmen at AC and the 3 Germans at
That's
Inter.
crazy. Let me tell you
Bremer,
something.
Mateus and Klinsmann, and then Hulle, Van Basten, and Rijkaard.
You live in Germany. You root for the national team. Your view changes of Dutchmen. No, not Dutchmen. It's like love the Dutch, hate the Dutch football fans. I really don't. They really embarrassed themselves in 2010, I thought. And I think Robin is my most hated player of all time. Here we go. Oh. Deflected off of De Bruyne. Taken care and lost control by Aki. We got a foul. Stone's arguing with the referee. Or excuse me, Chong's arguing with the referee.
Similar looking players.
Aki. I think he's one of the best defenders on the planet right now.
He definitely showed last season his quality.
Yeah.
And he's another one that Chelsea sold.
Luton getting in the final third, trying to get an attack, but Man City controls, but they turn it over right at the top of the box. They do a lifting pass. Here's a shot and a goal! A goal! Clark with his second of the night. It's 3-2, and we got a game.
That ball from Ross the Boss Barkley was lovely. Lovely little chip over the defender there. Jordan Clark. That's a big mistake from Ortega there.
Yeah.
Oh, well onside.
This is what I'm talking about. You start like, Holland has 3 goals. You think it's all wrapped up. Nobody told these guys it was over. And nobody told Clark. Really heads up pass to take advantage of that error. Who made that pass?
Ross the Boss Barkley. Another player Chelsea sold. Seems to be everyone Chelsea sells go on to be pretty good. Something's got to be up with
It's
that.
almost like there's something wrong over there.
I'll say Ross Barkley's been one of the best midfielders in the league this season for Luton. He's ex-Chelsea. Nathan Ake, ex-Chelsea.
Well, here is Man City get back there in the Luton box. Holland tries to get a header, but he's fought off. God, Holland lost an air battle there. Do you believe that? De Bruyne trying, and he's getting harassed. In the right corner. Fights his way through. Still controls the ball. I don't know how. He's been grabbing his arm the whole... Luton defender grabbing his arm the whole damn time with no call. De Bruyne not happy. He's letting the ref know. Oh, Hentai's is a Man City fan. I didn't know that. Should have started Walker, Stones, Diaz, and Aki.
maybe. I don't, I don't think there's many players you can really look at City's team and say, oh,
Ja,
shouldn't be playing them against Luton.
weiß er natürlich, was tut. Aber Luton,
Like City's whole second team's good enough to beat Luton on paper, at least.
You know, I can't imagine Stefan Ortega gets too many shots, giving up 2 goals against a team like this. I wonder if that affects the things at all. One of them was an error on his part. The first one couldn't have been stopped. It was might as well have been struck by Messi. And
First one, like you could have had the Buffon or Neuer or somebody goal, and that's probably going in.
I don't think. Brick wall
Oh,
would stop
wow.
that. Here's De Bruyne with a big one, and Haaland finishes up with his 4th goal.
That's 4th goal for Haaland, 4th assist for De Bruyne.
4-2.
That's one hell of a pass to De Bruyne, though, and I have a feeling that was the Barnsley Beckenbauer.
Erling Haaland. Aber kein
Gonna have to see it
Blocker.
again, though.
It's tough to get Ortega, good goalkeeper, just really inexperienced. It's tough. I being a backup keeper's got to be the worst. At least in hockey, you play every 5-6 games. You know,
Was that Walker that played that? Oh, Walker. That's
Walker.
a hell of a pass to
Wait.
De Bruyne.
Und natürlich De Bruyne, Haaland. Wisst ihr
And the
He's
defense
wrecked.
less
Walker.
dusted. They went.
Wow.
So, es zu Ende an diesem Abend. Und jetzt singen sie der Reihe nach die
Really
mitgereisten
good.
Citizens. All den Leuten ihre Lieder.
Yeah, I think Ortega's a good keeper. I think, yeah, it's just that. Like, if you're not facing shots weekly, it's going to be hard to be in full form whenever you get the chance, right?
Dass es irgendwann demnächst mal 250 werden können. Here we go.
Especially when Jordan Clark's pulling out the finish of his career from outside of the box.
Andrews Townsend's
Got a substitution.
Luton Town kommt für Collie Woodrow.
Andros Townsend. He comes in for Collie Woodrow. And striker. Let's see if Andros can do anything.
Jetzt Morris rückt final vorne rein. Da ist Chong.
Oh,
Chong moves in.
Ist
And he's end over end from a stop from Ortega. Way to get in front of it. Good football right there. Takes it right off his face, Ortega.
im Abseits.
And Chong
Aber klar,
is sent flying. Here's another shot for
inzwischen erstmal laufen.
Haaland.
Nunes.
They slow it down. They're inside the box. Looks for Doku. Fires instead. Saved by Kroll.
Ganz gutes Spiel von ihm. Hat ja auch so seine Schwierigkeiten.
yeah, apparently only Haaland's allowed to score today.
Bei City.
Erling Haaland, 4 goals. All 4 for Man City.
Gutes Jahr.
Man City starts another attack.
Getroffen hat gegen Leipzig.
Haaland with the ball. He's going to blast one in. Kroll and get it number 5.
Luton hat 2, Haaland hat 5.
That's poor from Krul.
Hergestellt.
I don't think he's had a bad game necessarily. Either
No,
for a
I mean,
man who
they
conceded
can't.
4.
Nobody.
But that is poor.
Erling Haaland showing why he's one of the most valuable players on the planet.
Ja, das ist schon sehr leicht, wie sie durch die Reihen kommen.
Finishes with the left.
Am langen Ende auch nicht
Kroll
total
misjudges it
überzeugend.
and bounces in.
Bounces in through his legs.
Ein Einsatz im FA Cup, 5 Tore, das ist die
5
Bilanz.
goals for
Wenn wir
Haaland.
jetzt im Moment anhalten bei Erling Haaland in der laufenden Saison.
And you get the double hat trick.
Double hat trick? How many times you see? Do you know the original? You know, hat tricks come from hockey first.
Am 14.
And I don't know that one of these old timers scored 6 goals, and they threw it in, but the Canadians threw their hats in on the ice, and just carried over. So, but then they just decided to start calling hat tricks 3 because 6 goals were just not reasonable in hockey.
Der in die
Well, even football, it's not
No,
reasonable either.
yeah. Well, there's a lot more hat tricks in hockey than there's football. You know. Luton starts an attack from the right side as they move into the final third.
Und das muss man echt honorieren. Lassen sich nie hängen, die Hatters, nie.
Doku strips, breaks up the attack, pitches it forward to De Bruyne. De Bruyne slows the play down, gets it to Doku. Top of the circle in Luton's end. And slowed down. They're gonna lay it up. Uh-oh, no, I was wrong. Through ball.
It's nice.
Aki's got the through ball in the corner. Tries to get the cross to Holland. Deflects off a Luton defender. Here comes the shot. Also dealt with. Luton will probably be forced to clear here. They choose pass instead. But City recovers on the midfield line.
Der Vorlagengeber ist diesmal Bernardo Silva, also die Monks unter euch.
I love pretending I'm an announcer. If I ever learn these names, I might even get good at it. That's what I think this is. I'm practicing for something. I'm gonna get the call.
Yeah.
Why not? Don't
One
learn these
day.
things.
Yeah, we sat next to Peter Drury in the commentary box.
It's a lot easier when in England than doing it in Germany. Let me tell you. It's so much easier in hockey too. Ugh. There's only 5 guys. There's only 10 skaters.
Jeremy Doku.
Doku dispossessed. Ooh, I said a British English word. See that?
You're learning.
I still like throwing an American one in there. I like saying he shoots, he scores. I like interception, and I will use American language. Here's an attack. Out, half a chance. Number 9, Luton moves in. Drops it back to slow it down. They're in the final third right now, Luton. Stone. Oh, excuse me, Chong. Why I want to keep calling Chong Stones.
I mean, Stones headed it out.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, I should
So you
I
got
take my
one
mouth
of
shut. Kevin De Bruyne is just so dangerous. I bet if they did some kind of test, his vision is probably just impeccable.
Oh, yeah. Just the passes he sees sometimes is just incredible.
Ogbini goes out. I can't say his first name. And Daski Hashisoka. I imagine he's Japanese.
He looks it.
He is from Japan. 24-year-old, 6 foot Japanese guy. Number 27.
Cool.
Right foot. Market value $2.2 million.
And I think I saw Pelly Ruddock coming on. But I don't know who came off for him.
Oshoki
Yeah,
moving to
Pelly
the
Ruddock.
corner. Well, he's taken down by Doku. No call, though.
I think he might be a new signing, this Japanese geezer.
Looks pretty quick.
Yeah, a January signing.
Erling
See
Haaland
how
tries
it
a
is.
creative pass to De Bruyne. Puts it on. Kroll with a big save. De Bruyne's get another opportunity. Being harassed. Haaland up again. Will he get the 6? Doku tries to move in. Cleared out by Luton.
It just feels like City are going to score every time they get to that.
Oh, I
bench,
know.
doesn't
It's
it?
like watching like adults. Kind
Und Tim Krühl, auch wenn er bei einem Tor jetzt nicht so allgemein sehr gut aussah, der ist dafür verantwortlich, dass
Try to get it to Doku. That gets pushed out. Doku comes up with the ball. He makes the through ball ahead, but it's very easy. But I tell you something. One thing I like about Chong, all over the place, the Dutchman. All over the place. He plays both ends. I love two-way players.
Yeah, he's been really box to box. Well, he's 1 minute he's up there dribbling inside of their box, and the next minute he's the last man back tackling to win the balls. His work rate has been really impressive this game.
I hope I'm saying this guy's name like Hashoki, I think his name is. Intercepted by Luton. They're trying to get attacked. Another pretty through ball. Shot and saved by Ortega. Or excuse me, Ortega. Ortega with a brilliant save. He dives to the left and bats it out. Corner kick, Luton.
It's been a good game, despite the fact
the score. We have a hockey score. It's like it feels like a hockey game. You know? Oh, fingertip save, diving fingertip save.
It's nice
from Stefan Ortega. Corner kick coming up for Luton. Have any big boys in there? I think most of the guys are around 6 feet. Look for Chong. Head it in! And it's it! Oh no! A brilliant save by Ortega, making up for those 2 goals he gave up. I could have swore that it was headed in. Great delivery. Beautiful. And just read well. Read well by Ortega as he pushes off of Chong.
Actually comes off Chong.
Yeah. I thought that was in for sure.
Especially from where the angle of the camera was.
Yeah.
The ball sort of disappeared.
I really should go to a Luton game. Probably couldn't get a ticket. Probably difficult to get a ticket.
I mean, yeah, I doubt they've got a big capacity. They probably sell out pretty decently. Especially with now they're in the Premier League, right?
The new team, yeah. The new team in the Premier League, too. The story last year. It's going to be tough to get a ticket. They're going to have to be like Mines. It's tough to get a ticket for them for a little while, too. It'd be like Mines and just hang around the Bundesliga in the middle of the table for 20 years.
Yeah.
Free flowing, free scoring.
Braintree just went up 2-1 on Bath City in the 85th
yes,
minute.
we did. Big Shaq with the penalty.
Still wonder why City bought Nunes. I'm glad we could cover your team. We'll probably cover your team, weren't
I mean, I don't know. You could see the vision there with City signing Nunes. Like he showed at Sporting. I think he was prior to Wolves and at Wolves. He's like a good dribbler. So I suppose Pep's thinking is he's like safer on the ball, so he can mould him into a better player. He's got like the resources there. Yeah, Nunes hasn't really set the world alight at City.
Man City leading Luton 5-2. 67th minute. All 5 goals from Erling Haaland. Potential double hat trick.
Absolutely ridiculous. 4 assists for Kevin De Bruyne as well.
Who's been absolutely spectacular after a kind of a nasty injury. De Bruyne comes back like he didn't miss a day. Yeah. Definitely one of the top 10 active players in the world. Kevin De Bruyne. What vision. Luton starts an attack. Move it in the right corner and then start to slow it down. Hashioka. That's the way the German said it. Taki Hashioka.
Looks about right.
Feels like I'm watching anime. I have to say names like that. Chong gets it to the far left. Looking for a cross. Here it comes. In the air. Man City deals and fires it just wide.
Can't imagine there's many anime set in Luton.
De Bruyne gets it. Oh, but Luton comes up. Ooh, foul on. I think a bad. Oh, wait a minute. Ref blows the whistle. Not sure why. Offsides.
Johnson völlig frei. Nimmt er natürlich nicht sauber genug mit, den direkt rüberzubringen. Und jetzt.
Always choose the easiest pass.
Okay, er steht im Abseits. Na gut. Deswegen geht er nicht ins Aus. So schnell war die Kamera gar. Ich hab schon gedacht. Ja, aber seltsam.
Something tells me that wasn't meant to be a pass.
Yeah. Oh, the pass to Chong? I think so.
Loki's really not been very good since coming on. Not every time he's got the ball, he's either just passed backwards or lost it.
Doku and Townsend are down. And Luton's left corner. Unless they had a bit of a collision. Actually, looks like Townsend stepped on the back of Doku's leg. Doku's still down, holding his left heel where he was stepped on. Gets to his feet. Townsend took some of that too. He's not he's working out the kinks over there. Yeah.
Ende September aus der Arbeitslosigkeit geholt. Vorher wäre fast bei Burnley gelandet.
Krul set up for a goal kick. Erling Haaland rushes in on Krul. Forces him to panic kick. Yeah. And Man City get possession. Drop it back to Ortega. They're going to slow it down, and why not? Aki. Ortega. Back to Aki. No rush, bringing it up through the midfield. City starts their attack through Doku, going up the left side. Doku takes a shot. Deflected away by Krul. I don't think he's played that bad. It's just the one through his legs.
Like that, yeah. That fifth goal was poor from him, but other than that,
yeah, he's
he
does a lot by being on the ground.
So much.
Here's a shot on Krul, goes right through. We have a different score. Kovacic, number 8. He pops one through.
Man who doesn't score often.
And this game is certainly out of reach now, as we go into the 70th minute. So that's it. Yeah, we hope for
It's probably the result we should have expected.
Yeah, but that's why you watch these games. You hope something here. I mean, FA Cup's all about is one and done.
The FA Cup magic, as they say. I think Krul should be doing better for that one, though.
Yeah, maybe.
That's poor. That's not like what. That's not like going for a corner or anything.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah, ugly, ugly. Like me.
Doesn't know what to do, like waving hands.
Coach of Luton. So good.
Mit Chelsea zweimal im Finale gestanden im FA Cup, dann am Ende doch nicht gewonnen. Mateo Kovacic hat es ja eine ganz eigene Geschichte bei den Blues.
wonder how loud it is in those people's houses right now.
Jüngstes Beispiel vergangenen Sonntag.
Lori Hunter Nick talking about the fact that this is just to say it's in the middle of the town. I don't think does it justice. It's in the middle of somebody's house. This stadium, Kenilworth Park, as they call it. I used to live in Kenilworth, New Jersey. You know that?
Did they have a stadium in your back garden?
No, they don't. They don't. They have a lot of Italians. It's the home of Sam the Plumber de Cavalcante, who was the head of the New Jersey part of the Cosa Nostra. That's
Whilst Luton had Andrew Tate and Tristan Tate, the heads of the Romanian
yeah, fair enough.
ring.
Well, the tradition, the Kenilworth tradition is alive and well from pond to pond, one end of the pond to the other. Hashioka. Yeah, there's some press. Somebody's house. I'm sure this stadium is very special for a lot of people. Pitch looks nice.
Yeah.
Pitch looks nice, very professional. Looked good that last year too.
I mean, it's probably gives a lot more of a like community meet atmosphere,
Oh, absolutely.
right? Like, there's nothing corporate about this club at all. This is your local team.
Yeah. Playing with the corporate teams. Man.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any else.
Smashed by 'em.
I don't think there's really any downside to Luton season.
Hmm.
Luton season stadium is better conditioned than Camp Nou. Camp Nou.
That's the thing. It's like a free hit for Luton, right? This season. The fact they're even in the Premier League is ridiculous to begin with. So it's like you go down.
Yeah, they
you're
got
meant
pretty
to-
far in the FA Cup to face. So, you know, you're getting eliminated by the champions. You're getting
Yeah.
eliminated by the treble winners. You're getting eliminated by one of generally considered the best team in football.
By what by generally considered the best striker in the game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Being assisted by the best midfielder in the game.
Good base. Harley doesn't get a chance for his double hat trick. Pep always does it to him. He would have done it earlier if he thought he had a shot at Messi's record.
Got to keep him hungry.
I can't believe he pulled him out. Yeah. I can't believe Pep
Like
pulled
I
Haaland
said,
out.
he needs to give him something to play for. He breaks all the records now. What's the point? Might as well retire.
I don't know. I don't like the former Barcelona Messi teammate pulling him out in the Champions League like that. I forget what team they were playing.
Alvarez, Gomez, and Rico Lewis coming on by the looks of things.
Im Moment ist gleich auf mit Carvalho vom FC Chelsea aus der Mourinho-Zeit Nummer 1.
Nice kit Luton has too. I like the orange. The white lettering, the white stripe, and the badge.
Well, as a Braintree fan, I always appreciate a team in orange.
You're
I'll
blue.
call
You're
it
blue
zero.
and orange, well, white and orange, right?
Yeah, we're blue and orange.
Was it Leipzig?
Orange
Yeah, I
and
wondered
white.
about that. I felt weird when he took Haaland out for that. It was 7-0 against Leipzig. Sounds about right. I think we covered it. I think we did a watch along on that one. I'm pretty sure. Here's a big strike. Right into the arms
Große Teile seiner Karriere durch solche Dinge.
of the keeper.
Andrews Townsend, das Reinkarten, das Abschließen. Wahnsinnig guten Release auch aus dem Lauf heraus gehabt zu seiner
Things
allerbesten
you
Zeit.
love to see. Braintree Town stepping up to 4th place now.
Coming from behind, too.
7 wins on the trot.
Yeah, that's all right.
Durchatmen für Teden Mengi, der mir irgendwie
The
echt
mighty
leid tut,
Iron.
weil der so eine gute Saison spielt und wirklich aussieht oder aussah.
You ever find out what that Braintree player passed away from
Könnte
this
ganz
week?
sicher den nächsten Schritt
Still
für
nothing like
einigen
confirming what it was.
auslassen, aber heute kriegt er 5.
It's just the stories. He passed away at 34, and that's it.
Ja. The Champions of the World.
And like with how little social media posts and stuff about him there were prior, I'd be surprised if they ever like put anything out to say what happened.
God, you always find out what people die of in the States. Germany, too. Was he vaxxed? I have no idea. He was in his 30s.
Like went missing for
There's
like
Doku
6
fires
years.
in wide. Doku's trying to go Super Saiyan.
Macht das herausragend.
Ooh, what a move.
Mit dieser Finte, wie er nach innen
Fancy
geht,
football,
sich
yeah.
auf den favorisierten Rechten zu legen. Alles ohne Ballberührung. Und
He's not been
trotzdem
in the
den Gegner
greatest form
total
recently though.
auf die falsche Fährte gelockt.
He started off really good.
He dusted that
He's dropped
Japan
off.
national, man. Dusted him in that move.
Hmm.
We're in right now in the 80th minute.
Hat heute in der Youth Champions League gegen Mainz 0
10 minutes to go.
verloren. Da schreibt
Man City cruises to victory.
wiederholt.
Unsurprisingly. This is always tough having to go through this when your team gets eliminated by the coat. All the dreams go away.
Hmm.
I've been in this position before with Leipzig. Earlier in the year. Well, actually. In October.
Walker schon wieder auf der Suche.
It's like the only competition you've got a chance of going far in, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Noch nicht mal Rodri, der dann folgt.
How many rounds did they win?
Bewusst rausgelassen, redet nur von den Feldspielern.
Probably not many. Premier League teams start higher up, don't they?
Yeah. That's right, because they qualified through the championship, I guess. Not as a prem.
'Cause- yeah.
Bob. Ja, das ist nicht zu machen mit Aufidati. Könnte man gelb geben.
Ugh. The Luton boys look all beat up.
Auch Oscar Bob. Oh, das ist Mick Harford.
They never stop singing in Luton.
Clublegende.
We never heard this crowd ever take a rest. George Soros here to enjoy the game. The fucking.
Entscheidend mitverantwortlich in der schwierigsten Stunde Luton Towns übernommen.
And it's really a matter of just time.
War mehr pleite gegangen, dann kam er und hat noch
Can't imagine much extra time be
Dinge in der Hand,
levied on.
sportlichen.
Oh, but they got to give you an automatic minute for each goal, so.
I mean,
It's at
if you
least 3
lose, you don't
minutes.
want any, right? You're just waiting for that whistle at this point.
Boy. Ugh. Sean gets it up. Ugh.
So, Männer, langsam wäre es wieder an der Zeit. Nee, alles nur Spaß.
Chong fights for it, center of the field.
Spiel.
Tell you what, you gotta love the heart on Chong in this game.
Yeah, I do. I thought he had a great
Hier allzu großen Schaden.
showing.
6-2 down, and he's still battling for that ball.
Take him in Wiesbaden.
Take him at Braintree.
I bet you would. Premier League player, I bet you would.
Oh, he'd be like the best player in our club's history.
Jesus Christ. Pep Guardiola up 6-2, and he's moving around and.
I bet he wasn't even talking to anyone there.
Yeah.
He's just doing that for the cameras.
I wouldn't put it past the Pep.
These players are just looking over like, what the fuck is he doing?
Pep Guardiola, one of the best quotes. It's Zlatan Ibrahimovic says Man City will be good when you get over your own ego. Do you have any comment to that? He's right. He's right. I don't want to win. I just want to win my way. You know, it's not very satisfying for me when we win, like, you know, beat Leipzig 7-0. That's the way to handle media, man. There's nothing better than a happy Pep.
He's the funniest coach.
Yeah, he's really. He's right. Son of a bitch.
I just love the fact that he can make any team sound like the best team in the league.
Yeah.
Like, I remember last season when they were playing Everton, when they were down in the relegation zone, and he said they were like the best team in transition in the league, and they're so dangerous and they're so good. And it's like, this is like second to bottom in the league, and he's acting like they're playing against Bayern Munich or something.
He's right. Zlatan Ibrahimovic, long rivalry with Pep, as his run in Barcelona did not go as expected. Although, if you look at his numbers, he really wasn't that bad over there.
Yeah, it's one of those weird ones where it's like seen as a flop, but realistically, he still did pretty good. I think one of the things that makes it look worse is the fact that Eto'o went the other way and he went and won the treble with Inter the next year.
Pep, greatest coach. Who's better? Pep, who do you want? Pep, or you want Sir Alex? Let's get that conversation going.
There's no conversation to be had.
Oh, really?
It's Pep.
It's Pep?
There's no debate about it.
Really?
The greatest ever.
Certainly the greatest right now.
Greatest now, the greatest ever. The greatest there ever will. Well,
How about that?
There's always someone
That's
better.
never true.
Someone always comes along and does better.
Pep is great, but Alex might be something else. I mean, he won it all and then some, Alex.
There's Pep.
Yeah, with different teams too, and all over everywhere.
And more. Most wins in Prem history. Sir Alex had, what, 40 years to do it? Pep has the record. Most points in a Premier League season? Pep. Most Champions League knockout wins? Pep. The man's ridiculous.
He's not even that old. He's still in his 50s, right?
Yeah. I think Sir Alex managed for another 12 more years than Pep has managed.
He managed longer than he probably should have. I could see some future. Shoki's an interesting player to me. Let's see. I would like to see more of him. Best player on this team by far is Chong, though.
In this game, yeah.
So gut er kann.
I think overall, I think Ross Barkley takes it so far this season.
Season.
He's been like really good this year. But Chong in this game,
Chong can just run forever, can he?
He's been fantastic.
Julian Alvarez.
Alvarez moves in, looks for a cross.
Er ist jederzeit aus allen Lagen abschlussbereit.
Alvarez goes for goal, deflected off a Crow, cleared out by Luton.
Nummer 7. Und nochmal.
And looks like Stones, he gets a cross in after intercepting it. But it goes out for a goal kick. Or for a corner, excuse me.
Alex didn't have oil money, but Alex still had a lot of money.
Yeah, he had plenty of money. Biggest team in the world.
Yeah. When you look at managers with the highest net spend, Sir Alex Ferguson is still a top 5 highest net spend manager of all time, like adjusted for inflation.
90th minute, short corner from Kevin De Bruyne. They get it out to the midfield, unsurprisingly. Playing the control game, super conservative. No reason not to. I'm sure if Man City gets an opportunity, they'll strike. I think Ngidi doesn't mean shit. And that's it. That's the whistle. No extra time added. Right at the 90th minute.
To be fair, there's no need, is there?
There might be no need, but I think they should do it anyway on principle. Erling Haaland, 5 goals. 5 goals for a 6-2 victory over Luton, knocking them out of the AFA. Jesus Christ, the FA Cup 2024.
2 letters and you picked the wrong one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Aufgehört haben und weitergemacht haben, so gut es ging, trotzdem die Schlagzeilen gehören und das ist dann auch völlig zu Recht der Fall. Erling
Man
Haaland,
City should have wore their blues.
Luton 2, Manchester City 6. Es war ein hervorragender FA Cup Abend. Das ist die Magie dieses Wettbewerbs. Bitte erzählt nichts anderes da draußen, was glatt gelogen wäre. Jetzt wünsche ich euch was.
Any excuse to advertise the other kits?
Bye bye und bleibt uns
Yeah,
Go buy 'em.
man. Play with the classic kids. But I imagine a lot of people would have been watching tonight. See if that Luton magic happens. You know what I mean?
It did not happen.
Elsewhere in the FA Cup, looks like we have extra time for Leicester. They lead in the 114th minute over Bournemouth. The 90th minute, they're still tied for Blackburn Newcastle. Might want to keep an eye on that. And maybe we will. Let's call it
Well,
a
we
day.
picked the one game with goals. Good choice.
Hey, if you want to pop in, join the Discord. We'll check out the other games. And you can hang out with us. You're welcome to come into Hentai Life or anybody else. Join the club. It's called Glory Hunters. Fans from all over the world. From the K-League to your gay league. Is that cute? Wasn't that funny, I guess. All right, fine.
I just took offence to it.
Gay. You're not even in the Federal League, are you? Your team's
We're
not
not
even the
even
Federal
in the
League, are they? Are you?
We're a non-league side.
Well, Federal League's not League 2.
What is the Federal League?
That's the one Rexford was in.
The Conference League.
I don't know. It's all the same to me.
We're in Conference South, so they were in the National. Technically Conference.
Yeah. Glory Hunters. We're coming up with content, podcast. One day. Updates. One day. Just for now, this is a lot fucking easier. But we do have a good time. We watch games in the Discord server all the time, and we really appreciate it. Especially you, Hentai, and anybody else that might have checked this peak concurrent viewers for. But we'll take it. Maybe get 5 next time. See you later, everybody. Bye.